I fully believe that there is an art to the Sonic jump ball. It doesn't make or break a Sonic game, but a good Sonic jump ball can go a long way. You have the typical jump balls, the ones with aura, and the lagging ones, to say the least. No one really talks about the art of Sonic jump balls, which is a huge shame. But we are going to change that. You guys got a small taste of my jump ball ranking last time, but now we're going to do everything. That's major anyway. Spin-offs, handhelds, the works. You ready? Cause here we go! The jump balls from Sonic 1 through 3 are nothing short of iconic. I mean, this was the first ever Sonic jump ball. It set the standard of what it should look like. Those reasons alone landed in S tier. However, if we're gonna get a bit picky here, the solid sprite of only plain blue instead of a blurred Sonic is a bit off-putting, honestly, so we're gonna dock a point off. High A is still very solid. Good jump ball. Sonic Mania, while nearly the same, gets a point docked off because I don't like how shiny it is. B tier. Sonic Superstars, I don't care what any of you say, this game is great. If it came out in 2016, everyone would have loved it, and the love shines even on the Sonic jump ball. It's simple, yet effective. S tier. The Game Gear games. I'm lumping all of these together because they're more or less the same. Pretty boring if I'm being real, but they're still good. B tier. Sonic 3D Blast. I like the curled up Sonic sprite, but the solid blue sprite makes it so gross. B tier. Sonic R. Sonic R is a good game if you take longer than 3 seconds to learn how it plays, and with that, we get a really great jump ball. No complaints here. A tier. Sonic Extreme. This classic from 1996 was groundbreaking in so many regards, and with the success comes a very solid jump ball. I like watching him spin. They give a proper view at what Sonic would look like spinning from a frontward angle. S tier. Sonic Adventure, pretty much the jump ball perfected. Love the solid blurred texture of Sonic spinning, gives the illusion that he's moving super fast. Aside from Sonic looking like a tire from the Aside from Sonic looking like a tire from the front, this is top of the line S tier. Sonic Adventure 2, in other words, my all-time favorite video game. The brilliant level design and polish for a Dreamcast game in 2001 is incredible, truly a landmark title in the Sonic franchise. However, sadly the jump ball in this game is pretty weak, mostly because Sonic doesn't actually curl up completely. It's like a halfway point. This may have been intentional because of the spin dash looking amazing, but this is a jump ball ranking, and I will have to sadly put this one in C. Sonic Heroes, the definition of good when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's bad, and the jump ball does not disappoint. Very solid. A tier. Sonic Advanced Trilogy brought the power of 2D Sonic to handhelds, and the jump balls do not disappoint. This is how you do a solid textured jump ball right. Add that red, add that white, make it look like Sonic is spinning. High A tier. The Sonic Rush Trilogy. Where are my 2000s people? These games rocked our socks off, but sadly, I can't say the same about the jump ball. On paper, it's fine. It's pretty much the advanced jump balls, but in 3D, but that's my entire issue with it. The DS-styled 3D makes it look like a square at times, which is really weird, but it's also kind of charming in that DS graphic way, so high B tier would suffice. Sonic Rivals. They're so mediocre, I don't even have anything to say. It's very much an average jump ball. Better than all aura, better than plain textures, but nothing that really screams at me. C tier. Sonic 06. I wanted to put it in S tier despite Twitter, but the lack of aura lands it in A. Sonic and the Black Knight. I'm not including Secret Rings because there's no real point in that game where Sonic spins for an extended period of time, and that's the case with Black Knight as well, but the difference here is the fact when you do one of those moves with the sword, Sonic forms a ball with the sword on the outside, which, oh my god, is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. S tier, baby! S tier! Sonic Unleashed / Generations defined a generation of Sonic fans, and the jump ball was a good fresh take on the jump ball. I love the way the aura looks spin in conjunction with Sonic. S tier. Sonic Generations 3DS. It's okay. I have nothing to say about it really. C tier. Sonic Colors. The jump ball is a huge downgrade. It's basically the same as Unleashed but without Sonic spinning in the middle, no doubt because of the Wii, but still better than the Forces jump ball. C tier. Sonic Lost World. Wow. What were they thinking with this one? Why is it so plain? Is this what Sonic Team thought old heads wanted? Disgusting. F tier jump ball. At least Twitter will like how round it is. Sonic Lost World 3DS. Forces / Sonic Frontiers, two wildly different games, both in Hedgehog Engine 2, so they have the same jump ball. This mess of a video was about replacing it, so F tier. It's so gross looking. As I've said, it being all aura and no Sonic spinning is a deal breaker. I kinda like how spiky it is, but that's it. The day I laid eyes on it, I hated it. Gross. Sonic Dream Team, not a fan of this jump ball personally. All aura looks pretty weak. F tier. Shadow Generations. The game's not out yet as the recording of this video, but it does reuse the same jump ball from Sonic Frontiers. Lame, I know, but for some reason as Shadow it translates a bit better. Still D tier, don't get me wrong, but I don't hate it on Shadow. And there we go, the definitive ranking on the Sonic jump balls. Now my question is, what is your favorite Sonic jump ball, and do you think Sonic is cool? Good day. It's needless to say that Shadow Generations is one of, if not the best Sonic game to release in years. I'm not kidding when I say this is starting to become one of my all-time favorite video games. This title is a love letter to everything Shadow and his stories, and with the release of the Tokyo level from Sonic Movie 3, and the movie itself coming out, which was great by the way, I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a definitive ranking of all the stages in the game, because man, you guys love my ranking videos. We will be going over every major stage in the game, and as for the original ranking, I will be combining both acts of each zone together, so that way we can talk about them as a full package. I won't be covering the challenge acts, but that's another video for the future. But with all that out of the way, you guys ready? Cause here we go! The Space Colony Arc is the perfect first level for Shadow. Not only is it a perfect adaptation of the SA2 level in the boost, but provides a great opportunity for the player to learn how to use Shadow's mechanics, like Chaos Control and Chaos Spear. Going inside of the Arc and seeing it open up was such a treat. This level is very big while still having that tight boost design Sonic is known for. That applies to Act 2 even more so. Act 2 may be 2D, but it feels so expansive. You can beat the level in so many different ways thanks to Shadow's abilities. And the cherry on top is the spectacle to gameplay ratio. It's seamless. You'd figure this is some Insomniac game. This is how you do spectacle in 3D Sonic. The levels feel like a roller coaster. S tier. Rail Canyon was always one of my favorite looking levels from Sonic Heroes. However, due to the heroes'
What? That's like the most important thing. Yeah, what the hell was that? What happened?
Quirks, my hands always sweat when I play it. This is not the case in Shadow. Sure, you could say the gameplay is a bit more shallow without the old rail mechanics, but let's be real, this is your average Rail Canyon playthrough in Heroes. However, I would argue that Shadow Generations keeps you on your toes with the amount of badniks throwing spikes, blowing up rails, and even Black Doom trying to stop you. You are constantly having to switch rails and avoid hazards. Act 2 really carries the zone. This level was made for 2D. It feels like I'm playing an advanced or rush game. Rails without any balancing works best for 2D, and the level design reflects that. B tier. When it comes to the actual Sunset Heights part of the stage, I think it's simply wonderful. I love how we get to see the city during the daytime, going through and out of the shelters, and its level gimmicks are fun and keep you on your toes, like the water spurts. And going up against the Death Egg robots with dynamic choreography made me tear up a little bit, I won't lie. I'm sure some of you remember my Forces video. Well, this right here is what I imagined Sonic Forces was going to be. The Death Egg robots actually being hazards in the level as opposed to glorifying backgrounds. It's validating. The catch here, at least with Act 1, is Doom coming back with his illusions. Don't get me wrong, I love these segments of the level, but it makes me wish we got more actual Sunset Heights. Like instead of using Radical Highway, Doom starts messing with Sunset Heights. Act 2 makes up for it, yeah, being largely inside of the building like Ghost Town, but I feel like more could have been done with Act 1. Still a great level, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting a tad bit more. 8 out of 10 is still a great score though, so B tier. Kingdom Valley was always one of my favorite Sonic levels of all time, even in the original 06. Its level design and themes were just that good, and I'm so happy to say that this applies to Shadow's Kingdom Valley tenfold, and is way better than his version of 06. This level really shines with its sprawling paths. And no, I'm not talking about forces where alternate paths were there just for the sake of it. In Kingdom Valley, you can run on the wall, stomp on the rope, be rewarded by doing some tricky homing attacks. There's a new path almost at every turn. Even after replaying the level a bunch of times, times, I still discover new stuff. For example, I just learned you can use the Chaos Control during the Surf segment and Doom Blast this enemy to reach an even higher part of the stage. I found that so cool. This game will have me finding new stuff for years down the road. Act 2 is also just as good. Makes good use out of the Doom Blast and Chaos Control. Don't want to get crushed by these platforms. Not to mention, this stage looks gorgeous. The lighting is incredible, water effects look crisp and breathtaking, sharing through the stained glass gave me the fuzzies. Needless to say, this stage gets S tier, baby! S tier! I truly think that Chaos Island is one of the best stages in 3D Sonic history. Where do I even begin? Let's start with the fact that I think this stage looks stunning! It makes the original Frontiers version look like doo-doo. The lighting inside of the temple and holy cow, the volcano effects look amazing! And you even get to see the other areas of the island in Act 2, such as the hot springs. This stage makes use out of all of Shadow's abilities. Chaos Control, Doom Powers, the Chaos Spear. There's never a dull moment in this level. The Chaos Spear can be used to make platforms appear, much like Frontiers, but this time you actually continuously move while doing so. Making platforms appear in Frontiers felt really off, but here it's an actual stage gimmick and requires actual skill to do so at a quick pace. It felt so good to suck at 3D Sonic for once, learning how to properly use all my abilities to proceed instead of just hold right here. And I know he's controversial, but I love the Doom Morph too. He does have a learning curve, but once you learn, man, this guy opens up the level more than it already is. Going upside down with the morph adds a new level of thrill. If you didn't like the Doom Morph, give him another chance. Every time I fall off and think I'm gonna die, there's always another path I can take. That never happened in the last few Boost games. Chaos Island feels like an amusement park ride you get to be a part of. Every time you think it's going to end, there's even more. On the surface, in the Ancients' temples, going through the lava, this level perfectly encapsulates the scope of Frontiers, and that's a crazy achievement. And I know some aren't thrilled with the music here, but once it gets going, it's one of the best tracks in the game. S tier is not going to suffice for this. We need a new tier for this peak level. Wait a minute. Peak? P tier, baby! P tier! Radical Highway is the embodiment of trippy. This stage does the entire illusion concept better than any of the recent games that had it. This seems like a concept from Forces finally realized. For example, instead of just seeing floating spinning roads in the background, you get to actually platform on them, and it can get tricky. This is the level where the Doom Wings truly get to shine, and it's super smooth and fluid. Adds a lot of flair. It seems to me that this is the blueprint of what a Supersonic could play like in the future, and I'm down for that. It's very fun. But I also think this makes the level more dull, like just flying over the obstacles is what I originally thought about the level, but you can toggle the Doom Wings on and off, and with them off, oh man, this stage can get hard. This level leaves no room for mistake. You have to master the spear tech, do a lot of tricky platforming, and run through the hazards Doomwing could just fly over. Those tornadoes are a lot more scary now. I'm really happy I decided to play this stage without the Doomwings, because it really did change my opinion on it. Not that I didn't like it before, but without them, it becomes a whole new level. That said, I do think Radical Highway being teased multiple times throughout the game kind of takes away from the experience. In the Space Colony arc, that's fine, but if it wasn't teased in the other levels, it would have been a lot more exciting, because Radical Highway doesn't really add anything that the other levels don't already do, minus the difficulty. If, let's say, the skating down the building part was saved for the standalone level, it would have felt more unique. Definitely not a disappointing stage or anything, but for a final level, I was expecting a tad bit more. Still a fantastic level though, with great design, but I will give it A tier. Tokyo is a very fun addition to Shadow Generations. Firstly, let's just talk about how breathtaking the graphics are for this stage. Whenever someone doubts Sonic Team's ability to make good graphics, this level should immediately silence that notion, because holy shit dude, this is AAA. Going inside and outside the buildings, the colors, I don't think a Sonic game has looked this good since Sonic Unleashed. Now for the gameplay, I think it's great. It doesn't add anything new like the other stages do, but honestly I don't think it needed to. This is a movie tie-in, so keeping it safe with an average stage is a good thing. I think it even improved on some things, such as the wall running. It flows way better than it did in Kingdom Valley, for example. It might appear to be a lot more closed off than the previous stages, but there's actually a crap ton of hidden paths to find. I've been finding new stuff every time I play it. The part where you enter the building always sticks out to me, specifically the part when you have the choice to either fall slowly or stomp down this hole. In any other Boost game, this would be largely automated, and I think the way they handled it here was very neat. There are also these little cards you can collect in the stage, which allow you to look at images of Movie Shadow in the collection room room, which, hey, I like looking at Shadow. Sure, why not? Unfortunately, there is a major catch with the stage. It doesn't bother me as much as it does other people, but I cannot deny when I say that the spectacle holds back the stage big time. The spectacle in the previous stages were brief, it flowed very well, and served to further the story, versus here, where it looks freaking incredible. I mean, the missile part was crazy. The animation is top notch. That's not the issue. The problem is that the ratio of gameplay to spectacle is way off. Nearly half of the stage is automation. I get it, it's a movie tie-in. They want it to be cinematic. That's fine. However, it does hurt the replayability. I'm not an idiot. Spectacle in Sonic has always existed. Since the first game, it's a part of the series' DNA. It's supposed to wow you, like a roller coaster. But here, after the first playthrough, it can get a bit stale, which isn't how I feel about any of the other levels. Like, at all. More actual stage would have fixed this easily. If you worked your way up to seeing the cutscenes, it wouldn't feel like it's interrupting the gameplay. It should feel like it enhances it. Like, why can't we chaos control and spear all these missiles? That would have been awesome. However, I cannot deny that all this stuff looks so cool. I mean, the victory animation is nothing short of stellar. It's going to be iconic one day, and I adore the beginning cutscenes. They definitely nailed the look, feel, and sound. I just wish that in the actual level, the cutscenes weren't as overabundant as they are. In all though, the actual stage part is very good, but it doesn't leave a strong impression in terms of gameplay like Chaos Island or Kingdom Valley, so I'm going to give it B tier. As time goes on, I love Shadow Generations more and more. We haven't had a Sonic game this good since the original Generations. I was not expecting that. Generations was a golden standard for so many years. All I wanted out of this game was to match the quality of Sonic Generations, but dare I say Shadow Generations is better? The gimmicks enhance the gameplay instead of holding it back, the control is fluid, the game is mechanically rich. I mean, holy shit, dude, this title is almost everything I wanted out of a new Boost game. This is what I was hoping Sonic Forces would be. And don't get me started on the story. I'm not kidding. This is a video for another day, but all I will say for now is this is one of the most relatable and heartfelt stories in the franchise's history. If you're still not sure about getting Sonic X Shadow Generations yet, don't know what else to say to convince you. This game is freaking incredible. Every Sonic fan, new and old, needs to play this one. We are looking at one of the greats here. Now, my question to everyone is, how would you rank these stages? I'd love to know. Also, do you like Sonic? Good day. It's that time of year again. I don't know about you guys, but Sonic and Christmas always had a strong connection, whether that is because Sonic himself is inspired by Santa Claus down to the Hedgehog's boots, or it just works. Out of any game character, during this time of year, Sonic to me embodies the spirit of the holiday. I don't think it's controversial to say that he rocks the Santa outfit better than anyone else. I mean, he was born on Christmas Island. I like to think that Sonic himself loves the holiday for what it stands for. Sonic isn't an ordinary hedgehog, much like Santa isn't any ordinary guy, so who knows, maybe Sonic gives the big guy a hand every year. You know what? I'm feeling the Yuletide cheer inside of my heart. To celebrate, let's rank every single snow/ice level in the Sonic series. These reflect almost everything I've said about Sonic and Christmas. The amount of that classic Christmas joy I feel when I play most of these is insane. You guys ready? Because here we go! Ice Cap is nothing short of iconic. The snowboarding section, while dull from a gameplay perspective, is exhilarating to look at. Everything about this level screams chill. Act 1 primarily takes place in the cavern, which looks gorgeous. The ice crystals are a notable set piece. The music here, at least in the original, is very, very unique. The beta version definitely has a more winter wonderland vibe. I think the final fits it more. The Christmas wonderland effect kind of leaves the second you enter the cave. In Act 2 primarily takes place on the surface. The graphics for Genesis standards are so beautiful. The water moving in the background is such a wonderful detail. Starting off strong when I say this, but Ice Cap is the quintessential ice level. Ice levels in video games are always my favorite in terms of aesthetics, but I'm not really a fan of the ice physics. Ice Cap has none of that on foot. You actually push this ice block to ride on. Sonic does its ice physics in a unique way that fits the gameplay style of its momentum. Needless to say, this level gets an S tier. Robotnik Winter Zone is a wonderful follow-up to Ice Cap. It reminds me of it in many ways, like the inside of the cave, but I also think that works against it, like it doesn't have as strong of an identity. Not to say that there isn't anything unique going on here, far from it. I love it how it used ice physics to increase your speed, usually on a slope or after a loop. Sonic and Tails rolling into a big snowball is a really fun gimmick, never gets in the way of the gameplay. In Act 2 with the Mode 7 pseudo 3D like snowboard part is super cool. This makes the zone if I'm being real. I was so hyped when I first played this, even if it's a bit slow. The fact you see the snowflakes fall sells the Christmas vibe. I like the checkerboard visuals as well. It's almost like a green hill that froze over. The music gives me the Christmas whimsy cheer. This zone is a very solid ice level. Not my favorite, but it sticks out enough to be a notable B tier. Diamond Dust Zone. Sure, this is a Sonic 3D Blast level, and sure plays like one, but in terms of visual and music, at least on Saturn, oh yeah, this is one of the good ones. I feel so much Christmas cheer when I hear this music. It sounds like it's from some old Christmas movie. The snow on the loops, the 3D snowflakes falling down, Sonic being turned into an ice cube sliding around the map. If this isn't one of the best in terms of gameplay, it's surely one of the best in terms of everything else. Pure Yuletide cheer. B tier. Crystal Frost Zone. Everyone knows that Sonic Extreme is one of, if not the best Sonic game ever made. This game was huge when it released, and Crystal Frost Zone does not disappoint. This level screams Christmas and snow. The gameplay is nothing short of spectacular. The part where you have to jump from platform to platform for over 30 seconds to get to the top of the level is exhilarating. Slowly platforming at the end? Oh, masterclass gameplay. Sega of America proved they're right with this one. P tier, baby! P tier! Oh yeah! In Sonic Adventure you get to revisit Ice Cap, but this time in 3D. And while it starts off slow, it gets good fast. Remember in Sonic 3 where you just watch Sonic snowboard? Well, now you actually get to play it, and it's so fun. The high-speed thrills going downhill watching the avalanche coming towards you is what Sonic is all about, man. Doing tricks off of ramps, breaking through the ice, this is what kids imagined the original Ice Cap to be. While Act 2 was absolute peak, the first one does leave a bit to be desired. Pretty sluggish. But Act 2 does make up for it though. A tier. Look, I really want to like Ice Mountain Zone from Sonic Advance, but there's a certain sluggishness that Advance 1 has that the previous Genesis games just don't have. This is multiplied tenfold by the fact this is largely underwater. Underwater in an ice level is the biggest waste of potential that exists. In Advance 1, it is not fun. This is where I usually put down the game, and that's a huge shame. I love the way the background of this level looks. This is the first snow level to have the whole tree covered in snow thing, and the green adds so much to the palette. But I just cannot get over this gameplay. The lackluster platforming, the boss being underwater, yeah, I'm sorry Advance people, but this is getting a hard D tier. Ice Paradise Zone. Oh, fuck yeah, baby! Here we go! They learned their lesson from Sonic Advance 1. No BS underwater, lackluster gameplay. This is Advance 2 at its best. A snow-themed city level? Yes, please! The spotlights moving, the snow falling as you see the lit-up city in the background. I love this level. It actually does a thing where the ice physics are used to maintain your momentum as opposed to slowing you down. I can't get enough of that in these levels. And the music! I think this right here is my favorite snow level theme in the entire franchise. It's up there at least. This level is just that good. S tier, baby! S tier! Twinkle Snow is the biggest step back I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, it's better than Ice Mountain, but not by much. Underwater returns in this stage with a vengeance, which is a drag, but the main gimmick of this stage is minecarts? Really? Sure, it's different, but different isn't always good. No cool ice momentum gimmicks, no whimsy music, it sounds like GBA slop. Underwater being underwater, the boss is just wrong. I don't like it at all. The only thing I'll give this level is the fact that it looks great. I love the colorful crystals, the northern lights look beautiful, and the mountains are cool. That's it, honestly. D tier. White Acropolis is stellar. The snowboard part is a far cry from SA1, yes, but the actual stage part is great. It's like the opposite of Sonic Adventure. This level is so open. It's a more serious take on the snow level though, with having to take down spotlights, and the music reflects that, but the snow part is also very fun. I love going through the snow, breaking the ice with a balance bracelet. Not much to say other than that. I'm giving this level a B tier since it lacks any of the whimsy charm we are looking for, but it's still a great zone. Blizzard Peaks holds true to the game. We may have peaked with this one. Sure, aesthetically it's a bit safe for a snow level, the crystals, mountain, icy slopes, but where the zone truly shines is the gameplay. Rush Adventure is a step up from the first game in almost every single way, and this level embodies that for me. You are constantly doing stuff. It's not all for show. The level begins with the snowboarding segment where you actually get to play it, doing tricks off of the rails, sliding down ice slopes and cool perspectives. This is snowboarding perfected in 2D. You love to see it. And on foot, it's just as good, if not better. Sliding down icy slopes, spinning around icicles, not one missed opportunity in this one. Sonic Rush doesn't get any better than this. Holly jolly fucking P tier! Cool Edge is almost everything Blizzard Peaks was, but in 3D. The sense of thrill is bliss. Running on the water never gets old, and watching the glaciers fall is exhilarating. This level shines with the sleigh part. This is such a fun alternative to using the snowboard. Dare I say it's more fun. The huge jump off onto the whale never fails to get me excited. With all that said though, as great as this level is, it never really reaches the heights of Blizzard Peaks. Still fantastic though, A tier. White Park is a Christmas overload. I have a huge nostalgic bias towards this one. I know the music may be annoying to most, but I can't help but to love it. It's a very in-your-face Christmas theme, and the aesthetics of this level are nothing short of Yuletide feelings. This is an amusement park during the holidays. The northern lights, the Christmas tree, and light decorations everywhere in the fore and backgrounds give me the nostalgic Christmas feeling I felt as a kid. It makes me feel warm, as if I was back in 2012 after a cold day at school playing some Sonic on PS3. Sadly, the gameplay does not translate well. It's not bad, but it's just bland, very reliant on the team-up role gimmick. The snowboarding part is a huge downgrade. Remember in Rush Adventure where you could control it? Not anymore. And using the ball thing to go through the snow was fun as a kid, but it leaves a lot to be desired now, which is a shame because this level has everything it needs to become iconic, but it falls flat in terms of gameplay. In terms of looks, easily my favorite, but it's still Sonic 4. The looks save it. B tier. Man, it's a damn shame. Aesthetically, Frozen Factory is perfect. This is a wonderful snow level in every single way. Act 2 is even better. This screams snow and the holiday season. The music, man. Act 1's track is beautiful, but Snowball Waltz is one I put on the Christmas playlist every single year. If Lost World did anything right, it's the soundtrack, but the gameplay, oh my gosh, the gameplay! Remember how I said I don't really care for ice physics in normal platformers? Well, Sonic Lost World is just a regular platformer with Sonic in it, and with that we get really abysmal control on the ice. It drives me insane playing it. It's almost saved by the animations of Sonic skating and spinning, but even that can't save this level. Act 1 loops if you don't get it right, which can be frustrating to new time players. And honestly, I don't even think Act 2 is all that bad. Sure, it's the most anti-Sonic level ever, but I do get some enjoyment out of rolling around like a snowball, but that's it. I hate not liking something Sonic related, but I just can't like it, man. Songs and graphics can only do so much. F tier. But if we are giving a Yuletide ranking, it would be A tier. Press Garden is a complete 180 from Frozen Factory. This level is a unique take on the snow level, and the results are nothing short of amazing. It's all in Act 2, but man, this has to be one of the best looking levels in the entire Sonic franchise. Instead of mountains, forests, parks, or whatever winter-like area you can think of, Press Garden is a Japanese garden that has been snowed over. The white and pink of the level clashes in the best way possible. The level gimmicks of everything being frozen, like rings and monitors, is fun to bounce on. Not to mention being frozen in a block sliding around the level is exactly like 3D Blast but in a traditional 2D Sonic formula. This stage is nothing short of S tier. Chemical Plant shouldn't really count as one, but it did freeze over and the assets have ice and snow on it, so it counts I guess. There's not really much to be said here. There's no snow or ice gimmicks. It's chemical plant assets with ice on it. Lame? Yeah, but I don't think this was even trying to be a complete ice level. If anything, I will praise Spaceport for being one of my favorite stages in Forces, but that's about it. C tier. Wait, Chaos Island is a snow level? Really? Oh, I guess it is. It has some snow here. I honestly forgot about that. I mean, I love me some Chaos Island, but I'm not really sure how to rank it considering this tiny part of the island so happens to have snow on it. If anything, I do really like the clash between snow and lava. That hasn't been done before. Okay, as a snow level, this is really weak sauce. Like, you hardly even interact with the ice or snow. You just slide off of it. If anything, that's really annoying and I don't like it. The Chaos Island on its own is fire, so I'm conflicted on this ranking. I'm gonna give it a C tier. It's not really much of a snow level at all. The Good Frozen Factory Zone is a fantastic place to leave off our ranking. Despite being the same theming as the Lost World level, the contrast is insane. The conveyor belts can be switched to go in either direction, which lends itself very well to the Sonic gameplay. Sure, the zone does the entire woods covered with snow bit with going inside-outside caves, but I'd argue that the level is very unique with its own set pieces such as the snowmen and the gorgeous pink sky. Seriously, the sky clashes with the snow in the best way possible. Paired with the Santa outfit, Frozen Base Zone is a solid A tier. And there we have it. That is every single snow level in the Sonic series ranked. Overall, a very solid lineup. Even the bad ones never fail to give me that Christmas feeling. Even if there is no snow level in Shadow Generations, I really hope we get some sort of outfit for Shadow. They've been doing it for the last couple of games, so here's hoping. And while we're at it, let's hope for a true snow level in the next mainline title. Now that leads me to ask, what is your favorite snow level in the Sonic series? Also, do you like Christmas and Yuletide? Good day. I love Sonic! I fucking love Sonic the Hedgehog. He's so cool. Look at him. He just does the coolest things ever, but we could talk about that all day. Today, I want to focus on one particular part of Sonic's coolness. Now, what is Sonic known for? Being blue? Nah. Turning into a tire-like shape when he jumps? No siree. Being awesome? Yes. But let's hone in on that a little bit. Running fast? Oh yeah! We all know that Sonic is known for speed. That's not up for debate. However, it's the way he's animated running is what I want to talk about today. Much like the art of Sonic jump balls, I'm also super passionate about Sonic run animations. There are so many different variations of what Sonic is depicted as while running. Are you more of a hands behind the back guy or this jogging pose? No matter what your preference is, Sonic has you covered. We will be ranking every single running animation in the Sonic franchise. From the games anyway. Everything is here. I hope anyway, but you guys will be sure to remind me in the comment section. Are you guys ready? Cause here we go! The run animations of Sonic 1 and 2 are nothing short of iconic. I mean, they were the first, so obviously they had that memorable aspect to them. However, this might be a hot take, but I'm not too big on the jogging-like pose. Sure, I like it enough, don't get me wrong, but it always seemed like he could go faster, but just isn't. As if Sonic isn't going top speed. The animation itself is well animated, of course, but in terms of the coolness factor, it's not all that. B tier. So, Sonic CD took my complaints about the first two run animations and crushed it! Wow. I mean, wow. Needless to say, this right here is peak. Let's break it down. The core animation itself is largely the same as the first game. However, they added a new animation for Sonic running at top speed. To start, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. This was the start of Sonic running with his arms behind his back, which to me personally evokes a greater sense of speed. Adding to that is the actual animation. Instead of his legs blurring together, they form what is known as the figure 8 shape. That's how fast he's going. Sonic is running so fast that his legs aren't even visible. Personally speaking, I always took this animation as an infinity symbol as opposed to a figure 8. I mean, Sonic is just going infinitely fast, right? The whole time travel thing? Fun is infinite? To me, this is the infinity pose. Or you could just call it the peel out, but whatever. Oh my gosh, the way Sonic just rolls into this pose while getting a bunch of speed. Oh, so cool. And the fact it stacks perfectly on the default animation, that right there basically proves my point with the other one. Sonic could have gone fast, but he chose not to. But now, he ain't holding back. I know it's super early in the list to get the highest rank, but I truly believe this animation deserves a P tier, baby! While Sonic 3 takes away the peel out, I actually think it more than makes up for it with the character of it all. I adore how determined Sonic looks while running in Sonic 3. With Sonic 3 being higher stake than previous games, it just works. I mean, look at him. Bro is locked in. Not to mention, I think the Sonic 3 sprites are just better than the other ones. Sorry, not sorry. S tier! I'll be real, I'm only covering the Game Gear stuff just to have it in the video. Not to mention, I would get at least 5 comments asking where they are, so yeah, wow, so cool, 8-bit, wow, Sonic. Yeah, sorry, I just don't have a lot to say on these, specifically for Sonic 1 through Chaos. They're the OG animations but in 8-bit form, which is kinda lame. The same kinda goes for Triple Trouble, however, I kinda like how it's animated. Sonic kinda rocks back and forth, and I think that's really dynamic. But to lump it all together, C tier. Look, I'm not a hater of Sonic 3D Blast. I have seen the keynote charm of the game. It's pretty fun. However, that running animation is pretty weak. It looks like he's waddling really fast, and I find that really off-putting. D tier. I love Sonic R's animations because to me, it seems like Sonic is holding back a little bit. It would be so unfair if Sonic gave his all on foot, so he's just doing his best to give the other racers a chance. Not to mention, I love the way the animation itself looks as well. Bro's getting into it, but there's really not a lot to talk about with this one. It's just charming, and that's a good thing. Sometimes all the reason you need to like something is just to like it. A tier. The same is to be said about the Sonic Jam running animation. It's also very charming. We have the hands behind the back style, and it's nice. But honestly, I think the star of the show for me is how Sonic's quills extend as he runs. At least that's what it appears to be happening. This is such a cool detail that we really haven't seen since this game. I never really see anyone talking about this, and I think that's really neat. And I think it looks really fucking cool. A tier. Look. I know, Sonic Extreme is the best Sonic game ever made, it has the best level design of them all, and the story is purely sublime. I get it. I'm sick of saying it every fucking time, and the running animation is no different. I don't think we've ever had a better sense of pure freedom in Sonic's movements. It's so dynamic, so good. P tier. Fuck! Oh yeah! Sonic Adventures animations give Sonic such an amazing sense of speed. It's a small detail, but the fact his entire body is moving during his default run gives the animation so much life. And man, once he reaches top speed, he locks the fuck in. His upper body remains stationary, but look at the legs go! As much as I like the peel out from Sonic CD, I greatly prefer when a top speed animation shows rapid movement. It really adds a new layer of speed. It's exhilarating. Sonic Adventure, in my opinion, set a new golden standard on how running animation should be, or at least establish a baseline. P tier. Sonic Pocket Adventure. It's just a 16-bit animation again. You guys already know how I feel about that. I don't know, I'm just not huge on the light jogging thing that's going on. B tier. A lot of people hate the running animation in Sonic Adventure 2, but honestly, I never saw the hate. I think it's almost as good as the one from Sonic Adventure. Sonic hustles in this one. I love how he rocks his arms back and forth, and I especially love the wind flowing behind Sonic at top speed. I can kinda see how people think it's unfinished, but honestly, I think they were going for something different with this one, kinda like the jump ball. It has the framework of the SA1 run. The only thing I'll admit to is that it does look a bit choppy. I think to be an S or P tier, it has to flow really well. This, while looking cool, doesn't really have that sense of flow we're looking for, which is fine, but not peak. A tier. I'm sorry for any Advance 1 fans out there, but this running animation is not it. Like, it looks so awkward? I get trying to capture the magic of the Genesis running animations, but it doesn't really work here. Sonic Advance 1 is pretty sluggish at a lot of points, and I think this animation doesn't really match the speed Sonic is going. Why is he leaning forward? Bro is hardly going 40 miles an hour. I think to prove my point, I'll show a Sonic 3 Air mod that literally has this running animation for classic Sonic, and it just looks so awful with them too. It's trying way too hard while not trying at all. D tier. The biggest 180 in run animation history. Sonic Advance 2 and 3 have some killer running animations. I think some of the best in the entire franchise. Look at him go! This is one of the first instances of Sonic having after images when he reaches top speed, which, Oh my gosh, that is so cool! I love when that happens! It's so fucking cool! Ah! Even the default animation is great. He's progressively getting faster and faster before zooming. I actually like the constant movement of his arms before locking in. It gives that sense of thrill we all love so much. Honestly, call me crazy, but this is a P tier, baby! P tier! This may be a hot take, but I actually really enjoy Sonic Hero's running animation. Yes, he doesn't have a top speed animation, but that's my point. Hero's acceleration is insane. You're constantly going faster and faster, so him just moving works. Not S, because I think a lot of Hero's animations in general to be unfinished, but a solid B tier should do. Sonic's animations in Shadow of 5 is basically identical to Sonic Heroes, which is understandable considering it was made within a year from Heroes, but I do think it looks kind of awkward in this game. Something about it being here. I'll add in the beginning cutscene, where Sonic's running with the friends and whatnot. He looks cool, nothing special, and if anything I'll dock a point off for Sonic being a fucking fraud in Shadow of 5. B tier. The Rush trilogy took what Advance did and beautifully transitioned it into 3D. Although I do think the DS low poly doesn't look nearly as good as the sprites did. Don't get me wrong, I love 5th gen low poly fine enough, but I do believe DS didn't age as well graphically, but it's still charming in that DS way. The after images are all here and accounted for, now with Boost. And that's another small criticism I have. I don't really like how Boost covers Sonic. I know that sounds kinda stupid, but I actually really like watching Sonic run. Colors kinda saves it with the Rainbow Boost, but other than that, A tier. I don't hate 06, as you guys know. I enjoy the game well enough, but I cannot say the same about those animations. It looks like Sonic is flailing around, and the positions of his arms look so weird. He's not going nearly as fast as he can properly. There really is no sense of speed to be found, even at the Mach speed. I think it looks really stiff and awkward, probably because Sonic 06 isn't finished, but even in P06, I don't know, I don't like it. D tier. I'm sorry, but this is kind of nasty. I really don't like the way his quills move. His run isn't fluid. It's really off-putting to me. It looks so rushed to me. Not very good. F tier. I really don't want to talk about Sonic Rivals. Oh, here, Fartly Stinky! You can do these.
Sonic Rivals. What's there to say about these games? Not much, but let's talk running. You're watching this running animation for the majority of your playtime, but funnily enough, it doesn't seem like they really polished it. Sonic waves his arms in front of him like he's trying to do a bad impression of the already bad 06 running animation. This is one they really could have benefited by having the arms behind his back. Oh hey, I get to do the thing!
The Sonic Unleashed, Colors, and Generations running animations would be very average for me if not for one small detail. I really like how Sonic clenches his fist when he boosts. It really adds to that sensation of speed. It's like he's going so fast he has to clench his fist under pressure. It's so cool. But other than that, it's a very average run animation. Might be on the stiff side of things. If I'm being honest, at least Sonic leans forward when he's boosting. I do like how you can steer him in any direction, and the boost always looks cool. Colors again for the win. I like the Rainbow Boost. B tier. So, in the jump ball video, I forgot to include the Werehog, and, I almost did here too, so let's rank the Werehog's run animations. Oh yeah, this is good. It's so funny seeing Sonic run on all fours. It's funnily enough more fluid than his daytime running animation. S tier. Sonic and the Black Knight animations appear to be nearly identical to Secret Rings, and yeah, I still think this looks like shit. However, it's carried by the fact that Sonic is carrying a sword, and Sonic with the sword is fucking awesome. C tier. Oh god. Oh god. Sonic 4 has easily the worst running animations in the entire franchise. I will take 3D Blast Waddle over this any day. The blur on Sonic looks so artificial. And the actual blur on his shoes? Why is it so wide? Are they trying to make it look like Sonic 2? It's not even faithful to those games. It looks like some cheap mobile game turned into a console release or something. F tier! Sonic 4 Episode 2 has a decent run cycle. It reminds me a lot of Sonic Advance 1, but here it looks pretty natural. It's not like Sonic with a red ball on the bottom. The animation looks very fluid. Again, you know me, not a huge fan of this pose, but honestly, 4 Ep 2 is a huge step up. B tier. What's with Sonic Lost World and having the most bland animations in the entire franchise? I really don't like how they try to soullessly copy the CD animations just so it can be like the classics. The peel animation looks so tacked on. Like, it's just Generations running animation with some little blur on it to make it look like Sonic CD. Not to mention he can hardly veer left to right. There is zero flow with this one. D tier. Oh, I forgot to do Sonic Lost World 3DS. Do I have to do that one?
Yes, you do. Also, you forgot Gen's 3DS, so I'll cover that too. Generations 3DS. Like most things in Gen's 3DS, the running is very choppy, and stiff even. I know this isn't a jump ball video, but just look at how Sonic instantly turns into a sphere and rises upward at a consistent spin. Ugh, no sauce. None. Absolutely none. His running here feels like the exact same thing. I mean, the speed is there, but it just looks like really fast keyframes next to each other. The startup is just as weird. Before I crash out, Lost World 3DS. The epitome of mid. And yeah, that's more or less like the console version. Will I get bashed for saying this is just what the Sonic run cycle would look like if Nintendo did it? There's no squash or stretch either, so the console version has one over this. It's just, again, so stiff. I guess it looks fine. No, this is just soulless compared to what it's trying to imitate. F tier.
Sonic Mania's animation, to start, are basically just a smoother Genesis, which is great of course, but I want to put my attention on the new top speed animation. It's so unique. We love to see it. I'll never forget the first day I saw it in the original Mania reveal trailer. To me, it seems like a lost animation that comes after a regular jogging, like from some lost Saturn game. It flows perfectly. Although I don't like it as much as the peel out, I still give this one a big A tier. Sonic Forces. This animation feels very stiff to me. It's not bad by any means, but there's hardly any motion. Like, let's compare it to Sonic Adventure real fast. Those animations have so much life to them. Sonic's entire body moving as he runs gives a sense of realism. Meanwhile, here, he's just kind of there. Like, sure, it does look cool, but it's lacking that extra spice that made these animations so good originally. These feel so cheap. There's not even much to say like the older ones. It's kind of sad. C tier. Sonic Frontiers running animations are largely the same as Forces, and honestly, despite it being the same, being in an open world game where you can move around kind of proves my point on how stiff and cheap these are. It does not look good at any angle other than just from the back. I do like how when you move Sonic in a circle, he will bounce himself. That's neat. But other than that, I think this made Sonic Frontiers feel like such a cheap game to me. While boosting, it doesn't look too bad, but again, it's missing that life that the earlier animations had. Also, I don't like how the boost trail looks. I installed a mod that gives Sonic this little cyber trail and it looks so much better to me. But as this running animation in general, C tier. Sonic Superstars finally did it. It actually brought in that classic animation in 3D and does it right, and I'd argue it looks better than it ever has. Superstars is such an underappreciated game, and the animations are equally as underrated. They even adapted the peel-out animation in 3D, which looks great. That was such a surprise. Ultimately, it's still those same animations but in 3D, but I really like them here. Superstars in general, such a gem. S tier. And there we have it, my ranking on every single Sonic running animation. Now, I have to ask, which one is your favorite besides the extreme animation? Me personally, I think the Sonic Adventure animation is just the golden standard. Also, do you like Sonic? Good day. Did you guys know that Sonic can run fast? I just found this out recently, and man, Sonic is just so cool. I mean, look at him. Sonic is known as the fastest thing alive. He can run. That's fucking cool. But you know what? I think things have been going a little too fast. I fully believe that Sonic enjoys walking. Sometimes when you want something in life, you need the courage to take the first step. As Sonic himself said, you need to just walk around and enjoy what's around you. And thankfully, most Sonic games give us that option. We will be ranking every single walking animation in the entire Sonic series. Any Sonic game that has a walking cycle will be in this video. Some games don't, so that's why they're not here before you ask. Also, no, I didn't forget Sonic Boom last time. I don't consider Sonic Boom a part of the main Sonic series. Anyway, are you guys ready? Cause here we go! The walking animations of Sonic 1 through CD are nothing short of iconic. As a first walking animation, I think it set the bar pretty high. I mean, look how confident he is in his stroll. He's getting to where he needs to go, and no one will stop him. I have no real criticism for this. It's a solid walking animation. Not the most dynamic, but that's to be expected from a 16-bit game. B tier. Like all the sprites and animations in Sonic 3, Sonic's walking looks way better here than previous. A little more fluid, dynamic, and of course, I love Sonic's expressions. He may be taking his sweet ass time, but he's determined to get where he needs to go. S tier. The Game Gear games. Here I'm covering Sonic 1 through Triple Trouble, and I'll throw in Pocket Adventure for good measure. And honestly, I don't have much to say on these. They're the walking animations of the 16-bit games in 8-bit form. It's okay. C tier. Sonic Blast. I think this is the first positive thing anyone on the entire internet has said about Sonic Blast, but I think this has to be one of the best walking animations in the entire series. Like, the others this far are just kind of fast walking, but this, he's just taking a stroll. He's on a walk, and I like that. S tier. Sonic Labyrinth. First off, are you fucking happy? Are you fucking happy? Okay, anyway, so for the Sonic game that's literally about walking, it's perfect. I actually kind of find it funny because to me it seems like Sonic is pissed off the entire game about having to walk, which is very charming. P tier. Sonic Jam. Fuck yeah, baby. This right here is a walk. Ironically enough, it reminds me of the Sonic Blast animations, but to be fair, this is your typical casual walk. There's really no other way to, like, do that, but being in 3D is masterful, and I think it fits Sonic Jam because I actually enjoy walking around the overworld. S tier. Sonic Extreme is the best Sonic game ever made, blah blah blah, whatever. This walking animation is literally the second coming of Christ. P tier. As always, Sonic Adventure has my personal favorite walking animation. It's just so lively. I love how his entire body moves. He's taking it all in, enjoying the sights, taking in every second of this beautiful— Wait, Sonic, look both ways, dude. Sonic, watch out! No! Sonic in Adventure 2 seems a lot more anxious compared to SA1, and can you blame him? He's a wanted criminal. He doesn't really have the time to walk, but when he does walk, it seems more like he's forcing it instead of actually walking. Not a bad animation, but it doesn't really have a comfy walk to it. B tier. Sonic Advance 1 kinda sorta has a walk cycle, so I won't waste much time here. If anything, I'll just elaborate on the fact I greatly prefer when Sonic games do have a walking animation. It makes reaching top speed that much better, but as for Advance 1, F tier. Thankfully, once again, Advance 2 and 3 more than make up for it. I mean, wow, these are some walking animations if I've ever seen it. I adore the animations of these games. Some of the best sprite work in the entire franchise. P tier! Sonic Heroes really let me down. They tease you with a good walking animation, however it only shows for like a split second, which, to be fair, almost the same case in Advance 2 and 3, however, at least you get to look at it for a bit. Here it's immediate. Like, damn bro, can you just walk for like a little while? Jesus Christ. F tier! Sonic Rush, being a Sonic game about rushing, the walk cycle we do get is pretty weak. To be fair though, this isn't even trying to be a walk, but this is a walking animation video and I don't like it. D tier. Unlike last time, I actually kinda like the way Sonic walks in 06, although it makes me a little bit sad because he looks a little depressed here. Like, look at this and tell me Sonic doesn't look like he has a lot on his mind. Actually, he probably does. Who can blame him? B tier. Sonic Unleashed, in my opinion, perfected the Sonic walk. This is such a fun animation. Sure, it's literally just Sonic walking, but I really like the sense of chill it brings, especially if you're just walking around in the hub worlds. I absolutely love it. And same goes for the Werehog. Great stuff. P tier. Sonic 4. Surprise, surprise, the walking animation is awful and looks really awkward. What a shocker, I know. Also, I found out by the comments of the last video that Sonic 4 was actually a mobile game repurposed for the consoles. Wow, I feel dumb for not knowing before. It wasn't like I was being sarcastic or anything. F tier. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is technically worse because its animation is less of a walk cycle. Since I actually enjoy Episode 2, I'll give it a slightly higher ranking. D tier. Sonic Lost World appears to be largely the same as Unleashed, but it's definitely a bit quicker, which on the overworld, it looks like complete shit and I was really nervous about it, but in the levels, I actually really like the quicker walking. I mean, Sonic is Sonic, so I can imagine his walking would be really fast. Good shit, Lost World. A tier. I was originally going to throw Mania with the originals, but honestly, that's a bit unfair. Sure, it's basically the same, but it's a bit more fluid, thus it's better, so A tier. Sonic Forces actually has a solid walking animation. Again, it reminds me a lot of the Lost World one, but that's a good thing. It's great, although I can't help but to think a little less of Sonic. Dude, the entire world is being taken over, people are dying, and you're walking to your goal? Bro, you're an asshole. A tier. Sonic Frontiers on paper has a really good walking animation actually, like it's oddly better than the running one. However, I repeat, cannot take it seriously at all because the collision is just completely off. Like, this was clearly programmed to walk on a straight line only because Sonic literally cannot properly interact with anything that's not a straight path. For example, he doesn't simply walk over a rock, his entire model just goes over it and it looks super awkward, like it's some PS2 game or something. And even on a hill, instead of his body having an animation like leaning forward, his entire body just shifts backwards and it looks so bad. The fact that it's in a 3D open zone really highlights how bad it looks, but the animation itself is fine, but the flow? Completely off. E tier. Sonic Superstars, as always, has some amazing animations. I really love how fluid it is. I just adore this game, and the animations, man, I'm so sorry, it just looks so good. Even if this is less of a walk, I can't help but to give this an A tier. And there we have it, every single Sonic walking animation. For good measure, I'll go over the couple of running animations I actually did forget about, because even after editing the entire video, I somehow forgot a couple, mostly because I'm stupid, but anyway. So in pointing out in the running animation tier list how I didn't mention the non-boosting animation for Sonic Rush, which was actually a huge L on my part because I agree with this comment. This animation is actually really dynamic and lively, and even the animation leading up to this is really good. It reminds me of Sonic Advance 2, so here I'll give it an S tier. The Sonic Riders games have their own run, and it's very brief, but surprisingly good and lively. I'm shocked. A tier. I am so shocked I forgot about Dream Team. I have no idea how it slipped my mind, but it's okay. Honestly, I do like how it's lively, but something about it is really awkward to me. Dream Team's animations were a bit overhyped in my opinion. It's not bad, but nothing insanely amazing. C tier. Super Smash Bros. I have absolutely no idea why so many people said I forgot this in the video, because it's not from a Sonic game. I was mainly talking about actual Sonic games, but this one was so popular, why not include it? And I like it. It's definitely the best version of Peel Out pre-Superstars. Honestly, A tier level stuff. And there we have it. All Sonic walking animations and other animations I forgot about. Now, I have to ask, what is your favorite walking animation? Me personally, I know I said Adventure, but this time I'll go with the Unleashed one. Also, do you like Sonic? Good day. You want to know what I love? Sonic. I love Sonic. He's so blue and cool and awesome and blue and awesome. But honestly, the Art of Sonic title screens are super underrated. I don't watch much SonicTube outside of a select few people, but I hardly see anyone talk about them in depth, which is a huge shame. I think a lot of these are really cool. In an autistic way, most definitely. Like, if given the chance, I'd have like 75% of these as posters without a second thought. Like, sometimes I back out of a Sonic game just to look at the title screen. Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Sonic is cool and I like him. With that said, let's rank every single Sonic title screen to exist. Everything is here. Everything. I think. I hope so. God, I hope. But for the sake of your sanity and mine, we are only doing main platformer games. I might do something like Sonic Battle, but things like Sonic Racing may not be here. Oh, by the way, Sonic Boom doesn't count. Are you guys ready? 'Cause here we go! Fuck yeah. This right here, classic. Just classic. Everyone loves the classic Sonic emblem thing. Sure, it was inspired by Dr. Slump, of course, but I think Sonic made the emblem thing its own. It's nothing short of iconic, truly beautiful in every way. A good majority of Sonic games use these, and it fits the franchise. Not to mention, it just looks cool. I'd wear one of these on a jacket without any hesitation. This also shows how expressive Sonic is, showing he means business. His cuteness and badassery are on display, with the backdrop of South Island in the ocean. This title screen is near perfect, if not for one thing that ruins it. Alright, look. I really hate to be one of those, I'm a Sonic lore god, I get all of my information from Cybershell, I'm a millennial. But dear God, I cannot unsee the fact this title screen is misaligned. Yes, for those who still don't know, the Sonic 1 title screen is supposed to be like this, but due to a glitch, the final game's title screen is 8 pixels to the left. And I swear, it's been years since I learnt this fact and I still can't unsee it. Anytime I boot up Sonic 1, I see it and it bothers me on a chronic level. It's just one of those things that you'll never notice until someone points it out. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Due to this, I'm forced to get an automatic F tier. But, the remakes fixed this, so S tier. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Sonic 2 title screen did what the first accomplished, but added onto it. It literally feels like, oh boy, this is the next one. I love the addition of Tails here. Sonic is the first to come up, then Tails follows, showing off the new character in the game, which is so cool. The stars at the beginning are such a nice detail too. This feels triumphant. I also adore how the background is black before Sonic comes in and reveals West Side Island. Fucking awesome. S tier! I fucking love Sonic CD's title screen, because for one, it starts off so ominously. There's a reason why this beginning frame became a meme. It's oddly unsettling, but sick as fuck at the same time. Sonic might look odd to some, but that's only because it was a clay figure they took photos of and digitized, which personally, I love the way this looks aesthetically. Another detail that's kinda lost by today's standards is how the title screen shows off the capabilities of the Sega CD, with some Mode 7 action in the clouds, which looks so cool. Not to mention, Never Lake is in the background, and man, these classic title screens never disappoint. I will dock a point off for Sonic not being as expressive here, but the other details more than make up for it. S tier! Oh boy, it's the third one! Where do I even begin? First off, the way Sonic just spin dashes into the Sega logo after the chime announcing himself is the coolest shit I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. Also, it's super funny too. He's like, no bitch, it's my time now. I see next to no one talk about this. Sure, it's a microscopic detail, but it's the little things that make Sonic 3 one of the best in the entire series, and it's no different with this title screen, man. The emblem Sonic himself are in 3D, which is so cool. I bet this blew some kids' minds back in the day. Also, the emblem is slanted, which is a nice change up. You can see Tails on the tornado flying around Angel Island, which, it's so awesome and brings these to life. God, this is so good. It perfected these classic title screens. You know what time it is. P tier, baby! I am breaking your rule of mine. Only some lesser-minded people ask me why I never talk about Sonic and Knuckles standalone, and that's because I personally don't see this as its own thing. It was separated during development, meaning Sonic and Knuckles is part 2. Thus, I consider Sonic 3 and Knuckles one complete game and refer to it as such. Usually, I call it Sonic 3, which is how Sega and Sonic Team wants us to see it. That said, it would be really unfair if I didn't include this title screen in this video, because yes, this is awesome. This is really cool to me because it picks up literally right where the part 1 left off. The relaunch of the Death Egg backfiring and it lands on top of Lava Wreath with Sonic literally landing in Mushroom Hill. Like, they really wanted you to know that this takes place seconds after Sonic beats Big Arms. This almost appears to be a transitional cutscene, which is what future versions of the game did. But as its own title screen, this is peak as fuck. P tier. The Game Gear games have very simplistic title screens, being 8-bit and all, so I'm gonna lump most of them together. All of them are just static images on a blank background, which is lame but to be expected. Triple Trouble gets some points for Knuckles laughing like an asshole on it, but other than that, D tier. Except for Sonic Labyrinth, which is really neat. The flashing colors is a bit much, but I do enjoy Sonic spin dashing everywhere and showing himself for like a second at most. B tier. Yeah, this is fucking awesome. Sure, after the opening there's a bit of movement, but the fact this title screen has Sonic bouncing off the spring to the beat of the music is simply kino and awesome. A tier. I know Chaotix technically isn't a complete Sonic game, however it semi-tries to develop the formula of the main games. It was supposed to star Sonic originally and takes place immediately after Sonic 3, making it more than just a spin-off, and I just played and beat it for the first time recently and I really loved it, so it's here, it's my video, god damn it! This title screen is incredible. Metal Sonic comes towards the camera, revealing the entrance to the resort Eggman built, with all the Chaotix standing out there doing their sick poses. Gosh, I love this title screen so much. Each character has so much life. The dark background contrasting the bright and colorful cast, the music, the logo being on top of the entrance. You know that classic Sonic Saturn aesthetic Twitter pretends to like? Well, that started here, and it's great. I know some people might think this is insane, but this is P tier right here. The biggest 180 in title screen history. Wow, 3D Blast has a trash title screen compared to Chaotix or even the other console games before. It's just an image, and I'll admit, it looks cool, but where's the life? Again, I swear, I like 3D Blast, but I definitely don't like this title screen. D tier. Sonic Jam almost has a good title screen. Like, technically the title screen is just a static image, but I'll bend the rules and include the end of the game's opening, because it leads directly into the title screen, which is my entire issue with it. The fact it's FMV makes the transition to the title very jarring and weird. If not for that, it would be pretty solid, but sadly this is a C tier. Let me just say that I fucking love Sonic R. I've always loved Sonic R. I've been a Sonic R defender before some new age YouTubers brainwashed Sonic fans into thinking he was good, which is a good thing technically because it favors my opinion, but it pisses my gatekeeper side off because all you people are frauds! I loved Sonic R before it was cool! Anyway, this title screen sadly sucks fucking asshole. It's just an image with the logo moving around weirdly. I don't like it. F tier! If I hear one more person talk about how good Sonic Extreme is the undefeated Sonic game, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I get it. It's good. This title screen, amazing. P tier. Sonic Adventures on paper should be lame because it's just a logo on a background, but the style of it saves it. The ripple of the water conveys the game's theming with chaos, and the logo is fucking awesome. Alright, future Nick here. So yeah, I recorded this video about a month or two ago. This is actually relevant now, so included here. The absolute buffoon 6-year-olds on Twitter think this logo is bad now, and I just want to say that holy shit, we are fucking cooked as a society. Oh my god, this is such a shit take, dude. Oh my god. Oh, you guys wonder why I don't use this shit anymore as much. Oh my god. A tier. But DX low-key ruins it though. I do not like how they just added a PNG of Sonic to it. They kind of stripped away the theming of the original. C tier. Sonic Pocket Adventure is simple yet super effective. The emblem is back, but this time with Sonic's new design, which is really awesome. I love the way it's animated. Easy S tier. Sonic Adventure 2's title screen is cool too. It proves that a blank image can be just fine if given enough space, and this does not disappoint. The logo comes falling onto the screen with sick-ass effects, and the background is a stylized image of Sonic and Shadow with the SA2 colors. This is cool. It doesn't feel as cheap as Sonic 3D Blast, for example. I will dock a point off for lacking constant movement like SA1, but this is still good. B tier. SA2 Battle completely blows the original title screen out of the water with all the characters scrolling in this cool bubble effect, which is super aesthetically pleasing. S tier. The advanced games have really lackluster title screens, which is so confusing because they're some of the most stylized Sonic games of all time. Advance 1 is the best, which is funny, but all of them really get the same D rank for me. Sonic Battle is the best example of how a simple title screen can still be great. All the characters flash before revealing the logo of the flaming head. The moving background and pulsing press start text is a really nice touch. The small things is what make these good. S tier. Sonic Heroes is a great case of simple but stylized. The effects on Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and the logo are super cool. The constant movement saves it from being super boring. This is a great one. Not much to say like some of the others, but nevertheless, this is a memorable one. A tier. Sonic Rush is a complete mixed bag. The animation that leads into the title screen is cool, showing the logo spinning, Sonic and Blaze posing, sick stuff, but the title screen itself proper is really lame. It's just the logo. B tier. The storybook games. I'll put in as much effort as they did the title screens. I fucking love the title screen of Sonic 06. Sure, it might seem a bit boring, but in reality the background just shows the scenery of Kingdom Valley, and it's so lively. It's like we're here in real time, and I like that. Not to mention, I really love the sound you make when you start the game. It always stood out to me as a kid. Oh yeah, A tier. Look, I love Sonic Unleashed and liked it before it got a PC port, but I have to say this is absolutely lame as fuck. It's in space, which is neat, but it really makes for a really boring title screen. I don't know, I don't like it. E tier. Sonic Rush Adventure has a really decent title screen. Now, I know what a lot of you will say, but that opening animation, and yes, that animation is great and I love it, however, that technically is not a part of the title screen. The Sonic Rush one didn't have a opening animatic, the animation was a part of the title screen, but here the title screen is pretty basic, but I do like the detail of the ocean on the bottom screen and the top screen being the sky where the logo is. That's pretty cool. A tier. This fucking sucks. There is no defending this one. It's lifeless, soulless. Sonic animations are at least 10 frames a second? It's so choppy. Why is it like this? It's borderline stop motion with PNGs. What happened here? This is what Sonic fans wanted in 2010. Let that sink in. This right here is the worst title screen of all time. F tier! Sonic Colors has to be one of my absolute favorite title screens in the entire series. Sonic run towards the camera of all the wisps surrounding him, and man, this is so charming. I love it. You can also control the camera and take a look around. It's the small things that make something that is simplistic have a lot of depth. S tier. Which, same cannot be said with the DS game. Yeah, this sucks. F tier. Wow, I hate to say it, but this has to be one of the worst title screens in the entire franchise. Even when I was a kid, I thought it was bad. Sonic Generations, wonderful, amazing game, but this title screen is so boring. It's lifeless. The 3D models stare into your soul. It looks borderline unfinished. Why isn't there any animation? Why don't they wag their fingers? They don't even blink. They just soullessly stare at you. The background being completely white doesn't help either. I get it. White space, but why can't we have something like Green Hill that cycles through it being whited out and normal? Just something that isn't this. Sure, Sonic jumps out of the emblem when you start the game, but that doesn't save this. It's a shame, but I'm gonna give this in the 3DS version a hard F tier. Sonic 4 Episode 2 has a slightly better title screen, but the animations are still choppy. Look at the Tails animation. It looks so lifeless. No soul at all. I hate it. Even when I was a kid, I thought this was asshole. F tier. Okay, so I was about to do the sigh and yell bit about Lost World, but honestly, yeah, it's boring as shit, but the colors are nice, and that's really all I can say. And the same goes to the 3DS version. D tier. We are so back. Holy shit, yes! Sonic Mania has a peak-ass title screen. The emblem lighting up and the full reveal of Sonic, the background, the spinning island, the animation, it's so full of life. I particularly love the ribbon moving around. The amount of love put into this one title screen is outstanding. It's peak. Everything about it. It feels like a Sonic game on the Saturn. And as a Sega nerd, I love that. P tier! Wow, this is a complete 180. So, Sonic Forces was the start of the newer Sonic games having a really simplistic title screen, and yeah, I don't like it. For Forces, we get a quote-unquote gritty music with imagery of the Resistance in the background, and once you beat the game, it switches to a Resistance after Sonic wins the war, with the Light of Hope playing. I hate this, man, because it strips away any sort of identity the Sonic series had. But Sonic Forces had a serious story! I'm sorry, but that's a stupid excuse. All of the games had a serious story, but still had cool, in-your-face Sonic-y title screens. This is tryhard. Sonic Forces was trying to be a return to form for Sonic, but it failed to realize what made those stories cool to begin with. It's not the fact they were serious, it's the fact they were cool. It's a huge difference. This title screen kinda embodies all of that. F tier. Same is to be said about Frontiers. There is nothing here that really makes it feel like Sonic. Where is the cool music? It's not in your face anymore. It's bland, fitting to the whole simplistic aesthetic that has been flooding everything within the last 10 years. Sonic was so great because it dared to be different, with its own style, and I really hope we can get back to that soon. F tier. God, we are so fucking back. I love Sonic Superstars. This game does not get the love it deserves, and this title screen is lovely. That classic style now in 3D, Sonic pops up with all of his friends, never fails to put a smile on my face. Everyone is lively and cheery, and you even get to see Trip poking out. So cute! The background of North Star Island is wonderful. I love this one. S tier! And there we have it. Every single Sonic title screen ever made, ever in the world of life, ever, forever, for ranked. Now, I have to ask, what is your favorite title screen? For me, actually, no, you don't deserve to know. Also, do you like Sonic? Good day.